It's got everything very meticulously planned, so I was afraid as soon as I go off script, they'll be cut him off. Into the microphone. But that beautiful music, that was just outstanding. Shall we give him another round of applause? And that music reminded me that we have a special guest who is our own, and that is our own maestro, Arlene Watts. And I remember for over a decade how his fingers on the piano reverberated through all of our meetings. So would you please acknowledge Maestro Arlene Watts, who's already We are very grateful for all your contributions, Maestro. Thank you for being here today. It is my privilege to introduce our speaker, Pat Richards, who we still claim as our own. She is the epitome of one who gives herself to serving her friends and her community. As the current CEO of Utah Symphony Opera, she also serves as the president of Symphony Orchestra Administrators across the United States. Honored, accomplished, generous, and admired. Please join me in welcoming Pat Richards.
Thank you, Shahab, and thanks to all of you for the opportunity to be with you today. You know, this year marks the 75th anniversary of the Utah Symphony. And I don't know if you know what an accomplishment, what an achievement that is for this community. Think of this. Utah is the smallest market in the country to host a major orchestra. We are one of only 15 full-time, 52-week orchestras in the entire country, and the only one between the Midwest and the West Coast. Our mission here is to connect the community through great live music, to perform, to engage, and to inspire. And I think we are truly in the inspiration business. This year, in celebration of our 75th anniversary, we've commissioned and performed 3 world premieres, 3 new symphonic works by major living composers. We will collaborate with our state's other great performing organizations, Ballet West, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, Utah Shakespeare Festival, to put new life to great masterpieces of their repertoire. And we will take the orchestra, along with hundreds of our patrons and community leaders, to Carnegie Hall this April, inspiring pride in our community and respect in the cultural center of our nation. Utah Symphony is a very important part of the cultural life of the community, a flagship arts organization of our state, and a crucial element in a total lifestyle package that makes our state so attractive. But our real enduring value to the community is the personal, emotional, and spiritual impact that we have on those who hear us perform, the insights, the uplift, the beauty that is shared in that communal experience. These are deeply moving and sometimes life-changing experiences. They take us beyond ourselves or deep within ourselves and communicate ideas and emotions that go far beyond our everyday experiences and allow others to connect with us on those deeper levels. Let me give you one example that has inspired me personally, and I consider the impact that Utah Symphony and music can have. This story is from our former associate conductor, Vladimir Klenovich, and in Vlada's own words. I was conducting a concert in Taylorsville. At the intermission, an older woman came by with her grandson, Gabe. She said that Gabe always wanted to become a conductor and that he conducts the radio at home. So I asked him, "So, you always wanted to become a conductor?" He replied with enthusiastic yes. "Well, how about you help me conduct the Utah Symphony tonight?" At this point, the shy kid turned into a firework of happiness. His grandma, though, looked concerned. I quickly assured her that I would give him one of my batons, teach him in the remaining time of the intermission, and that all would be fine. So I took his hand, and we went on to get a backstage conducting lesson on Stars and Stripes Forever. I sang the piece for him and told him to mirror my movements. He did great, and then I just sang it for him a couple of times to conduct me, and he was already a pro. I told him, "When I finish the second to last piece, I'll introduce you. You'll walk on, shake my hand and the concertmaster's hand, and then we conduct." He replied, "We, right? You don't leave me." So that's how it played out. I introduced him as the rising conducting star from Taylorsville, and the audience went ballistic. After the first 4 bars of conducting together, I quietly snuck out and left him on the podium alone. He was so immersed that he barely noticed. He did great. He indicated the piccolo solo moment. He led the allegando before the brass reiteration of the theme, just as I taught him, and jumped back into tempo primo to finish the piece with a blast. The audience went wild. This is and remains the dearest moment in my musical career, and one of the most profound experiences I ever had as a human being. As we were all euphorically happy, his mom, grandma, 2 brothers, and neighbors waited for us backstage, all in tears with huge smiles on their faces. It was just the most beautiful expression of true happiness to be seen from a human being. Moments later, his mom gave me a hug and wiped her tears as she told me, "You have no idea what you did for my son. This is the happiest day of our lives." He was recently diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor and doesn't have any hope of recovery. I don't know how to thank you for this moment. Actually, I felt that I didn't know how to thank her and Gabe. It's impossible to describe how I felt at that moment. A part of me was crushed and also uplifted with happiness. Crushed by the inevitability of his tragic fate, but uplifted also because we succeeded that warm night in Taylorsville to rise beyond this inevitability on the wings of happiness. I hope in this holiday season you find and treasure the gift of music in your own lives. Thank you.
That was awesome. As we bring this wonderful program to a close,